Good afternoon. Welcome back in. Jason Priester, allclemsontigers.com, part of the Clemson Maven multimedia platform. Going to talk a little bit of recruiting again today. Popular subject this time of the year, especially during these summer months when a bunch of these guys are starting to make a decision. One of the things I get asked about the most over the past few weeks, when's the offensive line board going to expand? And, I've said it over and over, I think it probably will at some point, um, as these guys start making the decisions. Clemson hosted 6 guys that big first weekend in June on official visits. Thought they came out of that weekend in the best shape with Fletcher, Westphal, William Satterwhite. We talked about it over and over. But after talking to somebody last night, maybe they are in a little bit better position with Ronan O'Connell than I originally thought. I've maintained for a few weeks that he was probably, leaning towards Tennessee. Maybe he's not leaning as heavily towards Tennessee as I was led to believe. Let's put it that way. Maybe Clemson's still in this thing. If you somehow come away with those 3 guys, you don't have to expand the board at all. Numbers 3, maybe you find a guy you like somewhere down the road and take a 4th, but the number going in is at 3. If you can hit on Satterwhite, Westphal, and O'Connell, there's your 3 guys. Nothing. I'm not sitting here saying Clemson's going to land O'Connell or he's a lock to Clemson or anything like that. I'm just saying maybe he's not the heavy lean towards Tennessee as we've been led to believe. Still think Clemson sits in really good shape with Satterwhite. No commitment date on him, no commitment date on O'Connell. Both are expected to make the decisions in July, though. We do have a commitment date on Fletcher Westphal, July the 10th. Clemson, Florida, I think it's coming down to those 2 schools. I know Georgia's kind of right there, but I think Georgia's got guys higher on their board. And I just see this coming down to Clemson and Florida. And I think Clemson is as much in it as they've ever been in it. Same thing with Satterwhite. Not a lot coming out about him recently. Coming out of his official visit weekend, said Clemson's at the top of his list. I'm not sure that's changed. He only took the 2 visits. Clemson, Tennessee, took the Tennessee one that last weekend in June. So we'll see when we get announcement dates on those 2 guys. Casey Poe's got a commitment date of July the 12th, I think it is. Probably leaning towards Alabama at this point. Michael Uni, a guy that was at that big official visit weekend in Clemson, he's already off the board, committed to Georgia late Friday. Clemson didn't even make his list of finalists. So then there's the wild card and all this, Jameson Riggs. The guy that is probably the hardest to get a good read on. At one point he was considered, a Clemson lead. One point he's been considered an Auburn lean. I have no idea where that guy stands right now. I'll put it just like that. I have no idea. He doesn't do very much media or interviews, those kind of things at all. Doesn't say much publicly. Kind of keeps to himself. Has done a very good job about keeping his recruitment kind of buttoned up. I think he'll probably make a decision in July too. So until you get some closure with some of these guys, you're not going to see Clemson expand the board. You're not going to move on from guys you think you're still in it with. And if you're still in it with O'Connell, Satterwhite, Westphal, maybe even Riggs, and I think Clemson's still in it with Riggs. I just have no idea which way he's leaning, if he's leaning anyway at this point. So that's 4 guys right there. You don't start expanding the board until you get some closure with those guys and know exactly what's going to happen, especially when you're still in it. And I think Clemson's still in it with all 4. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Keep checking with us, allclemsontigers.com. We'll have you covered. See y'all next time.